Hi everyone, it's Sui. Today I want to talk about a group called BTOB. Once upon a time, there was a group called BTOB. They debuted like 11 years ago or something, which was way before my time in Kpop land. But I heard about them probably shortly after I joined this craziness, which was 6 years ago. I'm pretty sure I heard about them right off the bat. I just didn't really pay much attention to them. They seemed more of a ballady type group, which I'm not against ballads, but I was really more into the hyped up dancing stuff at that time. Wanted more hard-hitting things than what I felt like they were doing. But I do remember being aware of them and aware of certain songs, although right now I can't remember which songs. Maybe I'll look that up and figure out. But they just sort of flew under my radar. They did not stick with me. And I remember thinking, there must be something about them and I should probably look into them. But then I got taken over by all the other groups that I love, as we know happens. So all those many years went by and I was just ho-hum on the BTOB thing. And then there's this little show called Kingdom Legendary War that happened. Has it been a year since that happened now? Just a little bit over a year? Wow. And I remember thinking, along with so many other people, that these guys were going to be out of their element, that they're going to be too old, that they're not a dancey group, that they wouldn't be able to hold up against all of our young guys that were dancing like crazy and having these crazy concepts. But they proved that wrong so fast, and everyone fell in love with them right from the beginning. Other groups in the show, as we all know, were looking up to them because they're their sunbaes, they're seniors, they all loved them, and it was so cool to see that. And instantly I was smitten with all of their personalities. And then I remember thinking, as I often do, why have I been ignoring them all this time? We talk about biases and whatever. I would always say Sungjae because I knew him from dramas, a couple of dramas, and he was so cute. But he and Hyun-sik were in the military during Kingdom, which was so sad to me that they didn't get to be part of all that excitement and didn't have all of us falling in love with them at the same time we were falling in love with the four that were there. So I always feel bad about that, but continued to say that he was my bias, even though I don't really know him that well, just except from the dramas. How long ago was it? 3 years ago, maybe? Like it was about 3 years ago. One of the guys in BTOB had a solo album, and he goes by this funny name, Huta, when he does solo stuff. And I remember loving his song so much. And I was like, oh, I think this guy's in BTOB. Interesting. He has a different name. And that's all I thought. It was just like, whatever. And I don't remember even really watching the music video. I just loved the song. That was about all I knew about this group all this time. Now I know that BTOB stands for Born to Beat, which I just love that. And I want it to be one of the t-shirts I make one of these days, hopefully. And their fandom name is Melody. And they've had lost a guy, Il-hoon, due to a drug scandal, I think it was, and he had to leave the group. When we were watching Kingdom Legendary War, we fell in love with Eun-kwang because of his over-the-top personality and all of the reactions he did. And we made a video just because I had to do his reactions. They were so funny. And Chong-sub is another member in that group. He was a little more quiet on Kingdom, and I think he got sick during Kingdom and had to miss a few things. So I still feel like I didn't get to really know him as much, but I can tell he's really funny too. And he has the most beautiful voice. And I never can say his name right. Peniel, who is from here, the US. I can't remember what city though. And I knew him a little bit because I've listened to his podcast some. He is a blast too. He had great reactions during Kingdom that I also have captured a little bit in our video. And then there's Minhyuk. who to me has always been a different Minhyuk. And I was like, how can I get my brain to understand that there are two Minhyuks now? I know there's a whole bunch of Minhyuks, but two that get talked about a lot with our other Minhyuks have stage names, some of them like Rocky. To me, there was just the one Minhyuk, but now there's this other Minhyuk who seems to be taking over like everyone. So the reason I'm doing this video is because he just had a comeback, a second solo comeback, and I have looked forward to that this past little while and have become pretty obsessed with it and watched all the stages. Well, I don't know if I've even got all of them, but all the things that he's been dropping over and over, and I'm just blown away by him. I just had to come on here and say I am so happy to be here now, part of the hype, part of the excitement, part of the understanding of what makes this BTOB group so amazing, part of the bandwagon that we're all jumping on and for our love for Minhyuk, aka Huta, when he's solo. I just have to say that it's so fun to be supporting them now after, like I said, I want to use the word ignore, but I haven't really ignored. I just haven't jumped in. And I still haven't really done the deep dive. I'm just kind of starting from last year and going forward with just those few songs that I knew from before. I'm thinking that there's a few others of you out there that are the same as me. So raise your hand, let me know who you are, and if you are understanding what I'm talking about here, and if you are feeling like sorry that you haven't been paying attention to them, or just happy that you finally know who they are, and here we are all together freaking out over Minhyuk. And I feel like most of us, I know other people who have other biases, but poor Sanjay, I think he's getting taken over. I already said I had co-biases with this group now, and now I'm not sure if Sanjay is even considered a co-bias anymore with Minhyuk. I don't know how to deal with this disloyalty I'm feeling, especially in the last couple days with this crazy comeback. So anyway, let's talk. What's your history with BTOB, and who's your bias, and is Minhyuk taking over like he is for me? Or are you considering him just kind of a separate category? Like I feel like some people do, like, okay, here's BTOB, here's my bias in it, and then there's Minhyuk, right? Isn't that how it is sometimes, I think? Let's talk about BTOB. Bye.